What? Hello? Mira. Okay, why are you responding in chicken scratch? I'm so confused. If you can hear me, call me. Or pick up your phone.
Let's see.
Your
Mic,
in fact, still,
1, 2, 3.
You're muted in the chat.
I know.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Yep. Do I sound good? I can hear you. Yeah. Alright, we're on stream now.
Okay, wait, hold up. Take the cast off stream real quick.
Alright, hold on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going into Lotus here in first
The
map.
actual stream is not. The actual stream does not have
No, because
Lotus going.
Oh. Now it does?
Nope.
Oh, the actual
Yeah,
stream? No, because it's on a 2-minute delay.
Gotcha. Oh,
Alright.
fun.
Yep, I'm here with Srijan, playing against
What's up, y'all?
SPX. One thing to note, Nick Sanders will be gone for map 1. He's got to study for finals tomorrow. That is the real reason why he's not here.
It's respectable, you know. Grind don't stop even for seniors.
Yep.
Even though, you know, you can't save your clutch player for. You can't send him out game 1, yeah. You gotta bring out the clutch for game 2.
Yep. This weekend in R20, we played Lotus quite a bit because we had a map pool of only 3. Lotus is one of the newer maps. Definitely TMI definitely got a lot better on Lotus as time went on during our 20, and let's see how they react here in the first round. We played SPX in the preseason, and we won 12 to 9, 13 to 9. So good rematch. Definitely the other best team in TAPPS right now.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, again, big thing with how these games are going to go, especially this first round. We know it's the finals. These players are nervous. Big thing is going to come down with these pistol rounds. It determines their econ, and it looks, and just a reminder, we got TMI on the red. Right now we're spectating RBC Justin on the pug. And we got SPX in the green. Looks like TMI is pushing very, very, very hard aggressive. Real confident with that. And yeah, looks like the coaching. And Romero, if you don't mind me asking, who is subbing for Nick Sanders actually?
Nick Fritz.
While he's gone.
Coach.
Ooh, okay, the coach is
Nick.
in game right now. Okay, TMI playing very coordinated.
Yep.
Indeed. Ooh, we take central, mid-map. Looks like TMI is gearing up for the plant. We have plant, now we just have to play the retake.
Jeez.
Ow. And you can see that TMI, we've definitely practiced this, because the line of sight control is, well, the line of sight control is there, the execution was not. Unfortunate. But, you know, we come back from those.
Yep. Definitely,
the fundamentals were coming in. It just comes up to execution in the end, and that round of one there.
Yep. Especially, let's talk about Pug, the BC. He serves as the IGL, or in-game leader, for TMI. So him, not only when he's alive, but also even if he gets killed mid-round, he serves as the sort of tactical ears, and really is the one who's executing the tactics they learned in practice. So he's a very important part of the team, but keeping him alive is definitely something we'd rather have.
Yeah, Justin definitely being one of our better players, but if you can actually see, Justin actually ends up, because, I'm assuming because he is the IGL, he actually does take these, like, he swings these corners very aggressively, and he's just pushing for information, even on, you see him on the duelist character, just willing to take these angles, just to get that info to make the right calls. You can see he tried going mid, he's using that info, trying to swing around. I don't believe he has spike, but he's just playing for control. So yeah, just
Robert
getting that
has the
info,
spike.
playing very, very aggressive. Romero, if we could, can you just like try switching POVs a little bit more? Yeah, just and cover the other player, Robert, right here. Nice, very nice smoke. Just denying that line of sight, that key thing. And SPX defense just really, they're holding on to these line of sights, these choke points, honestly, on Lotus. As TMI is just trying to maneuver around them.
It looks like they're going C, and it's, no one's on C right now. The KJ is going to meet him there.
The very aggressive rotate onto site with the immediate plant. Justin does end up going down, but we do get the trade and a line of sight check. We do know where some of them are. Ooh.
Last player standing.
These two pistol maps not going too well for TMI.
Of course, but once again, the pistol round, like I said at the beginning, the pistol round does determine econ. Like, for example, that round, SPX actually had the gun advantage, and TMI kind of saved. So now you see most of the players, if you want to cycle through real quick, Romero, most of the players on TMI do, I believe, have rifles and are full or mostly buying, and you see SPX's guns, and they're not even close to the firepower we have. So this round is really crucial. If TMI loses this round, our econ is in a really rough spot, but we have a insane advantage on the firepower side with both precision, range, just everything. And that's just the power of econ. Ooh, the aggressive swing by Justin gets one. We know where the other is. Trying to look for the trade. Noodle, I believe, is... Ramiro, if you can help me out here.
Max.
Max, ooh.
So Max, new to the team this year. Insane freshman. Really good. Probably our #2 player right now.
You can see that TMI really likes swinging this door and pushing through with multiple people. That time it did end up working previously. They made the adjustment. We didn't swing aggressively enough. We swung with multiple people there, got the trades back, even though one of our players did go down. And you just love seeing those adjustments from TMI.
Yep.
And once again, we're going through this door. He's got the backup from the team. And we're just pushing those line of sights.
Robert's very smart
and
to
looking
sort
for
of,
those trades.
Yeah, watching for the flank back here.
Yeah, once again, we do have that. We do have bomb down, if I'm not wrong. So he's just looking not to, basically to waste time and to just get info so we can hold better.
Yep. Jetman gets the kill, and it's a...
Last player standing.
Ooh.
And I think just going to play
It's
Spike
up the
here.
neck.
Nick being very smart. Doesn't get it, but the Spike will expire.
Yeah, the
And no
spike
save
is
here.
up. Do get the trade. And TMI with the round win isn't looking the most pretty on the econ because we lost most of all of our rifles actually, but I'd say the econ is about even, maybe a little bit SPX favors, but the momentum definitely has swung back
Yeah, I think
to more neutral. If you do see the buy again, actually we are only down
Yeah, we're just down.
one rifle to
Jetman.
SPX's 5.
Yeah, Jetman Nicholas deciding to go with a Spectre instead of going with a rifle here. Tell
Most
Pizzy
likely preferring more of that util on Sky, being the insane engage
especially
agent that she is. And once again we see TMI going for this door with the dog coming through. Misses the player on the corner though. And you just see the recon coming through.
a blind. Look at Pug already.
You just see
on
TMI
site.
playing very coordinated. I'm honestly surprised that SPX hasn't really made an adaptation yet to punish our grouped play, because you can see TMI is always swinging corners with 2 or 3 players at the same time, just looking for those plays or trades, playing very disciplined, no ego peaks or anything. And the SPX just has not made the adjustment. You can see Noodle making the call out, finding that player, and now he doesn't ego peek. He plays his lines of sight with his team and goes for trades.
Viper gets one, but looks like Noodle takes the Viper out. TMI draws even here. 2-2.
This is very, very nice for us. Again, what I mentioned on that econ, we had 3 players alive. We keep those rifles, those very expensive guns that are extremely powerful. 1 taps to the heads with even full armor. And this round is very heavily TMI favored.
Yeah, especially Econ here. You can sort of see SPX. No one with a rifle at all. We have 2 shotguns, surprisingly, a shorty and a bucky, and then we have a pistol for looks like Gojo and Zytro with the sheriff.
Can we just talk about these names, man? These kids are such weebs with the JJK names. You know, gotta kind of respect it. And we might see an adaptation here, actually, as you see. No way, that's Sukuna and Gojo freaking playing their canonical name counterparts playing together, if I'm not incorrect. And they are holding those corners with multiple people, responding to what TMI is doing, trying to push. Oh, Popsy ult actually sees the jet. Ooh, very unfortunate, loses the ult with no trade kill. And yeah, you see that SPX is actually holding these corners with multiple people, so that when TMI goes for the trade on the second, they have that manpower advantage. And on the defense, you do have the... Wow, very nice shot by Zytro there. But you do have like the advantage on the person who's swinging it. So SPX making that adaptation, we'll see if it's enough to beat TMI on the rifle round, which it isn't.
And that's a crucial round that SPX is trying to win. They're going to have rifles this time around, leveling the playing field a little bit here, but started off hot on the pistol round and have lost 3 straight now. Seems that TMI's finally figured out tactically what to do. They're getting on site easier, not losing as many people.
And I think this is actually, as we're heading into the mid game of this match, is actually a really good time to talk about the ult economy here. If I'm not wrong, you can see actually in the top of the screen which agents have their ultimates. And we saw actually Pug pop his ultimate last round. And I'm honestly curious to see when these ultimates get popped. We saw that Justin's ult was very hasty. Because he's just, again, you see here going in super aggressive, getting those kills, getting that ult charge. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these players are going to use their ults. So far, they've been very aggressive. I think they're confident in the fact that they're going to get the kills and get the ults back and not be down on ults for rounds. Because managing those ults and making sure you have your ults to counteract the enemies is a very crucial part of this game.
And it looks like SPX is just going to save here. I mean, they're kind of retreating back from site.
Yeah, it is a 5-2, and you're trying to play retake. This is a smart decision, and they managed to take a rifle off TMI here. TMI does know what's going on here, that SPX is looking for the save, so they are hunting. They're not very concerned about the smite, and they do manage to get the trade back.
Yep. And it looks like the Gojo, the KJ, will stay alive. But TMI gets through that one. Excellent use of Viper's ult. Basically, no one... SPX lost too many there when TMI got onto site. They had 2 left and just sort of disengaged, tried to save, and they ended up saving 1, and they took out 2 of TMI's at the same time, which is pretty positive for them. But they're going to go into another eco here with only the 2 people who had rifles retaining them, which is... see how this plays out. They do have 2 rifles, though, so a little bit more even.
Blinded. Time to hunt.
That's good use of ult by the Brimstone there.
Last player standing. Spike down. C.
Really good job by SPX there. Really were able to utilize their ults to their advantage. You saw the Jet and the Brim use their ults, and TMI was sort of left without any plan forward. SPX finally adapting a little bit here.
Can I get a drop? Thanks.
Gonna see TMI moving into round number 8 here. Still with good amount of eco. Things get a little bit better for SPX here. With the Jet, the lone player without a there's already fighting going on, but TMI is gonna get the plant down early. Whoa, Justin. There's a 2. Doesn't get a 3rd. They gotta kill this Viper.
Last player standing.
Everyone's taken out. And it's gonna be an easy defuse for SPX. Going to tie this one back up. 4-4. Can see how SPX finally started to adapt, again using their ultimates to their advantage. I mean, without the Viper's ultimate, there was very little chance that SPX wins that round, And now you put TMI in a situation where you have, a player like Jet Main has, full buy this round, doesn't have anything left. So you're putting TMI in a really interesting position here. However, because of Justin's ability to get out, make plays, you see this, we have 3 ults with Sky, Raze, and Omen all having their ults, which could be very useful down the stretch here for TMI.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with you, where SPX has basically put TMI in the position with using their ults to where TMI has an overwhelming ult economy over them. So now they've put TMI in the position of TMI needs to execute these next few rounds where they need to use their ult, win these rounds, because if they don't, SPX has a real solid chance of catching up in that ult economy, which is where TMI is winning right now in the resource department. As you see the Sky ult actually being popped, where they're all pushing it aggressively. 2 ults actually popped. TMI does know that they need to go in, and they need to go in now. Pug does get the kill with the ult, and a huge amount of space was given out of respect for those ults. So the ult's paying off. Now it just comes down to, can TMI hold this retake?
Pretty slow here, SPX.
And you can kind of see TMI has this game plan. Might be up because of Coach Nick, Jetmain's, Jetmain's coaching, where they have this formula of they all push in aggressively, they swing together, and they deny line of sight. And with the limited line of sight that the enemy has left, they look for trades. And that just old machine XPS just has not been able to figure out. Yeah, you do not see TMI pushing 2 people to C, 3 people to A. They all push together, they all look at the same lines of sight. And it's very clear what communication is going on, what they're denying, and what they're giving to their opponent, kind of narrowing down their options.
Yeah, that's really down to, having the advantage of, not only in this game, but for the rest of the season, having Pug act as the IGL. He's been fantastic at it, and you can see there's a hard rotate.
And you can actually see that adaptation from Pug, where he saw that this Sky was flashing that corner every single round, so he decided to double satchel to see if he could punish, get an early pick. And while it didn't pay off, you can see that the adaptation is happening here, as TMI is just the mind games are happening, and TMI is making the adaptations that we need to. But SPX is making those adaptations back as well, and that back and forth eventually needs to break, and I think that's about what's gonna happen.
Rob Doggy looks like he'll get the plant. And again, we've got a similar situation, 5 on site for TMI, and then 5 trying to retake for SPX.
Last player standing.
That's definitely not what TMI wanted to see there. SPX.
Indeed.
SPX very clinical with their ability. They got
their retakes.
Their retake was really good there.
Yeah, they honestly have not really been, past the first few rounds, have not been contesting the bomb plant at all. Really just waiting for TMI to dump their util and then saving theirs for the retake. And honestly, that strat has been working out pretty well, and honestly, I'm kind of excited. I'm wondering how TMI is going to adapt to this, where SPX is basically baiting out all TMI's resources and then punishing with their own. So I can't wait to see how TMI is going to adapt.
Yeah. Just a look here, Noodle is only 1 away from his ultimate, and so is Rob Doggy. KJ's ultimate great for locking down a site, and then and there we go. We're gonna get that ultimate. Yeah.
And this ultimate, what I just said, is insanely good for denying a retake. Actually, he pops it right here to once again actually just take the site instead. And we're once again put in that situation where TMI has taken the site, but they've used a ton of util, and now we need to see if SPX can do anything about this retake. So Central and or TMI and SPX really both playing their own games, and it just comes down to who's better at their own game plan. So yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, Pug gets a pick. So that's gotta
Very
throw
crucial.
things awry for SPX. Pug gets taken out though.
Last player
Jet
standing.
main, ooh.
One
Jet,
remaining.
just really nice execution by that Jet. Real aggressive play, and I guess TMI was not expecting it. So just very nice by that Jet main.
Yep, SPX. The Jet got, you know,
Last
3
round
picks
before the switch.
and certainly put TMI into a much more awkward situation, and eventually that left Noodle alone on site. Very important round here. Attacking has sort of brought itself to be dead even between the teams. At least the attacking side for TMI, defending for SPX. TMI obviously wanting to make it so that they're not in a deficit going into defending. So it's going to be very important for them to maximize their util here. Robert Smith, Rob Doggy, he's got his ult. And already
Actually, a very aggressive adaptation here, where these Viper walls have been going up every single round, and he knows that they haven't been punishing just the aggressive push through, so he just pushes through, takes these angles, does not get the pick he needs though. And you know what they say, it doesn't matter how good you are strategy-wise, TMI is executing their plans, but SPX
Here.
just clicks heads better. As long as that keeps happening, it doesn't matter who. Because both these teams are executing their own game plans and not interfering with each other's, it honestly just comes down to the shooting skills of these players, and so far SPX has had that advantage.
That's a trade.
Is a trade.
And there's
30 seconds left. Hawk out. Blinding. Last player standing.
YMSK all on his own.
Almost gets the Viper.
And
Very
that's-
nice attempt by TMI, but now we have switched sides. TMI is on the defense. Arguably their comp is very good on the defense as well with the KJ and the Viper. So I'm looking forward to seeing what placements of util are going to go down if for example, if the Viper walls are going to remain the same, or if they're going to mix it up, try and do something aggressive, and just push the enemy, because as TMI this game has just been push, but SPX has just been unrelenting with their pressure.
So it really is, you know, how the defending side for TMI is going to go is really up to what does SPX's attack look like, and how does that relate to the strategy that TMI has decided to go for here. You can see it looks like they're decide not to go A. There's gonna be, you've got C, but you've got 2 really good lockdown characters.
Get over
there.
to C. There's definitely action happening over there.
Yep,
Don't know if
brutal.
TMI has realized they have 2 agents on A. They're starting to rotate, and this actually could be very bad, where SPX is being pincered, if you see on the map. And yep, you just saw it where Rob Doggy and Pug have actually run into them with that info. But they're looking to retreat. I think trying to play the site more rather than going for that hyper aggressive move. But the KJ is still on that flank. Yep, and we're
Yeah, and we see.
counting out the info and getting the necessary
One enemy
picks.
remaining.
Yep, and it's
30
the
seconds left.
lone Viper.
Oh, there's the info.
Toxin screen down.
Spike planted.
And you can see that discipline coming in here as Pug actually waits for his teammate to push in with him. So even if he loses his 1v1, they still get that trade.
I think that was funny.
I
He just walked behind him.
Standing next to each other. It's just, I don't even know if he knifed him or not.
He just walked behind
but
him and popped one. Yeah.
Robert, just Rob Doggy having that absolute, ninja moves, Omen in real life and in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like we said before, TMI has won the pistol round, and that means the econ and more importantly the momentum is now in their favor.
Yeah.
TMI is force buying SMGs, where SPX only has the pistols. So if TMI wins this round, they're going to be in a fantastic position to take the next one as well. But if SPX wins, then TMI's econ for the next 2 or 3 rounds is going to be in a very tough spot. So it all depends. The next few rounds really depend on how this one goes.
See,
And you can
Pug-
immediately see that gun advantage come into play as Pug's immediately playing these longer angles with the double satchel, trying to catch that early push.
Bomb buddy out.
He knows they're there. That's
Yep.
telling for
He
Pug.
knows
that,
at least one is there.
Yep. And, the Viper wall's gonna go back up.
There.
Looks
And
like there is a jet in mid.
Yeah, but SPX is
And
trying to
more
regroup.
util going down. Looks like they are pushing mid with a. Looks like their idea or their way of attack is actually to push more two-pronged. They seem to be very methodical, just baiting out as many abilities as possible before they go in.
YMSK is being very patient, not trying to get down
In the sky
early.
and center,
Spike planted.
There's 2 for
oh,
Jetman.
very, very nice. With the pincer in mid, you can see Noodle and YMSK, I believe. We're actually shooting from the other angle.
One enemy remaining.
Oh gosh, that was quick. Rob Doggy got
Wow,
2,
yeah.
YMSK got the last one, and we'll defuse
Very
it.
nice round by TMI.
And they keep
And
3
again,
their
you see
weapons.
that.
Yeah.
Crucially, that round you saw that line of sight come in again with that pincer happening, with us holding those 2 angles, and SPX just ran out of. They played too slow. Their playstyle kind of backfired on them, where they were forced to push into TMI while we denied those lines of sight, and it was just free pickings for us.
And they're force buying here. They're TMI confident enough to go with an econ round, try to leverage their utility, try and win this one. If SPX loses this one, they're going to be in a pretty bad situation for the rest of this. And that's not good.
Keep in mind that every body that TMI can get to is actually another rifle for them, which means that the gun advantage in this round actually becomes increasingly more favored for TMI. And you can actually see Pug almost pushing up for that body for that gun, because he knows how crucial it is to actually get that for his team.
I think he will get it, yeah. Looks like it.
Looks like yes, he did actually get the Vandal off the body, and that just makes this econ even better for TMI. YMSK in a very, very rough position here. Hasn't been spotted by the enemy, is getting kind of straight looked at. And as soon as the smoke goes down, we'll see what happens. The communication actually there syncing up with the Omen. And Pug on a hyper flank here.
They're on site already.
This could be big. Rob Doggy with just a very nice peek, and there you go again. You see them get the pick, look for the gun. Just evening out this round, and TMI has a clear advantage here in guns and in manpower. Sorry.
Just tag team that one. And
Dang.
TMI, just enough time
Download it.
to defuse.
There it is. And the
Flawless.
flawless round by TMI. I'll be honest, that was kind of clean. Kind of nice with it.
That was really good. And yeah, that kind of throws things out of whack for SPX. They're just sort of left with having to save once again and try to push next round. They don't running out of options, and you can actually see they're thinking about changing up from their strategy. It looks like, or something, because they're all pushed up towards A. You got Pug and Jet down there.
This might be a trademark. TMI just run at them, Lamau. This could be huge if the team does play it right with Pug getting the info he needs, and you see that engine almost that TMI has of don't hold, just the discipline of don't hold an angle by yourself, have someone there for the trade. Coming in, Robert getting almost the ace, Jet main with the steal because he's cringe.
Rob Doggy with the 3K.
And yeah, you just see that discipline of TMI to never hold an angle without someone there covering you is just coming in huge, and XPX just has not adapted to that style of play.
Yeah, you've really got to think Justin's been hyper aggressive, and on attacking, they were able to figure it out. They were able to adapt to it, but it seems like on defending, getting those early picks has favored TMI, and because SPX really looks like lost once again.
Yeah, you can, again, like we said, once again here, just scouting out for information, even if he doesn't see the enemy, stuff like these raised drones, or seeing the util being used, it just gives him all the info he needs to make those decisions as the IGL, and just really help his team succeed.
Yeah, they're still two pushed up on A, but they're going to move to B.
B, where, yeah, they are pushed up B, and there's the conflict with Rob Doggy. The rotation is coming in from the KJ. There it is. The KJ is not peeking though, so you can't get the trade back, and now it's time for a attempted retake by TMI. Justin, you're nasty. What the heck? You hear that Razel being popped. Justin actually taken out by that Jet main. Okay, all things considered, their Jet main their Jet player is kind of nice with it too.
Yeah. But
as he does stuff the Raze ult.
And you can see them sharing the spike as a way to get Sky the ult. TMI again. We talk about ult economy.
Sky does have ult.
Sky does have ult. But you've got to think.
I've been saying it time and time again. TMI is kind of just a run at them. Sometimes TMI, you just run at them, Lamau, and Sky's ult is an insanely good initiation tool, and that can be crucial for stuff like just to weed out defensive teams like what SPX is doing right now, where they're just being playing very cautious, and they have yet to change. Just. If anything, they're turtling up more, and that might prove to be what makes their attack so difficult.
Get out of my way!
Some early confrontation, I think, on A site, but again, they're not fast at all. They're not trying to get on site quickly, and they're fractured. You've got two on mid. You've got one towards A. You've got two towards C. So you're just not gonna have a personnel advantage anywhere really.
They are looking more for the angles. They're trying to punish the over push by any of TMI's players. If you recall back to TMI's our attack round, we always, a lot of times we'd have 4 or 5 running at a site, just throwing util, easily taking the site. SPX plays more defensive, trying to look for those counter angles. But with TMI's discipline, I've been saying it, I've said it once, I'll say it again, you just limit their the amount of line of sights they have, and then you hold those with multiple people. And that on defense, just SPX has not been able to figure it out, but they do have a chance here with the defense. And again, like I just said, them pushing that angle with more than one person.
That's really solid job. Again, we talk about ultimates. TMI's kind of forced to stick it here. Rob Doggy gets the kill.
Nice clutch
That's
by
going
Rob
to be a
Doggy.
clutch.
Let's see if he does. He does get the defuse. And that's actually a huge round for TMI.
Yep.
Because like I said, the ult economy is coming in. We did, I believe, invest the Sky ultimate. But we got that Brim ult, which on offense can just, especially with TMI's defensive, or not defensive, our playstyle of holding angles can just force so many people out of their spots. Getting that crucial ability out of the way, especially as we come down to these final rounds. Again, 13 to win the map, so only 2 more needed. Getting that ability out of the way is going to be huge, because that most likely was Brim's last ult of the game.
Man, look at this, SPX. 4 on B already. What? Okay.
Oh. Doodle, can he get the 3? No.
They kind of
Oh,
moved themselves
shotgun
into
user.
the grinder there.
Welcome to my world.
Dude, trying to change it up, but clearly
yeah.
this is an adaptation, or this is something that they're not used to. And again, Viper investing that ult economy, getting real desperate. Even if TMI doesn't win this, it's another huge ult, and it looks like Robert is actually going to TP into the ult, you psycho. I love
He's
this.
just sort of looking.
By Robert, just looking,
Pug got it.
scanning, using that man advantage, just to cover the space, because that Viper ult is huge, but it's only a certain amount of space. So if you have enough people, you can cover the whole thing and eventually kill the Viper.
Yeah, and it was sort of there where they kind of faked out B, so they pulled, Justin off of A, and then instead of planting on B, where they were gonna have side advantage, there was no one on B, they moved towards C, and they met Noodle and YMSK, and it was sort of left as a 1v3 in the end, and they had to desperately use that ult. That's very crucial. And now we've got both KJs having ults for this round. That's going to be interesting if both ults get played out on this round.
Yeah, I do not know that interaction actually if a KJ ult hits another KJ ult. But we'll see if it does end up coming to that. And YMSK actually here lacking that info that we were talking about that Justin usually was getting him. But again, having that Odin, wow. If he was able to hold that, knowing that with that info, that Odin would have been very, very rough to get through. But they do manage to get that flank. And,
What?
oh, it's happening. It's happening.
Alright.
They are overlapping KJ ults.
Wait. Yeah, they did, and well...
And this just gives the site to SPX, and honestly, that's kind of what I want to see SPX doing. I want to see them playing more aggressive, swinging these angles. That's the reason they got the Odin out of the way.
Yeah. And they get Rob
there you go,
there.
aggressively holding these angles, and it's shown to work.
Yeah, and they win that
Again,
one.
aggressively swinging these angles has pushed TMI, and they finally won a round after
God knows how long.
Well, that was their first round they won on attacking for them. So
Wow.
definitely sort of backs against the wall. They're able to make that make amazing use out of that KJ ult, and they kind of forced TMI into spending theirs. So, TMI is
They
going to
do,
be
and
left.
then TMI is forced off site, which if you TMI has had to retake site maybe once or twice this entire attacking phase, and SPX just played very aggressive on those corners, swinging those corners even as solos. Again, there with the jets, that was nasty.
Yeah.
And just playing more aggressive here, not afraid to take the fights that you need to. It is risky, but at this point you do need to take those risks.
It is going to be nice to see Rob Doggy sort of move on site to assist Aiden, but no hard push. Well, this
now
is
the
it.
rotation comes back around. Ooh, Aiden with the preemptive fire. And let's see, once you get TMI is pushed into a retake position.
Yep.
And a very unfamiliar spot for this attacking phase. Honestly, we have not had to deal with this, so the mentalities for both these teams going into this phase is very just unknown to both of them.
Wow.
Oh wow, Pug
got
actually
his ult.
spotting out that Jet hiding on top of the KJ turret is actually huge.
Whoa, Rob Doggy.
And I did mention that TMI was playing very aggressive, or SPX was playing very aggressive, but TMI just responding with the aggro. Rob Doggy
Whoa.
on 1 HP and the very smart, I believe that was a lineup actually to deny the defuse.
They were just sort of waiting
Just getting
for
the kill.
someone from TMI to use that to try and defuse. And you can look at Eco right now. For both sides, it's going to be more of a harder push. But notice Noodle having to spend all of his money here. So definitely something where TMI wants to push. However, we have our Viper ult. We saw how that was able to change the game. You know, if they ever hard push, we get a pick on site. We can lock down one of the sites really quickly. And it can also be used in a retake situation as well.
This is actually a big round because SPX has won the last two, and you know, momentum is a huge thing here. If SPX wins this, the mental for them is going to be like entirely restored, and I really hope that TMI doesn't end up panicking, or anything like that, because panicking, especially in a game as precise as Val, can lead to a ton of mistakes and even worse, tilting. So just keeping that mental strong, especially through a 3-game set,
Can sort of
is
see
going to
how...
be very, very crucial. And Noodle winning his one against the absolute crack, like seriously, that Jet is terrifying with how good they are. So a crucial pick here, but Sky having that ult, she pops it, just going mid, and you see it there. Just that initiation tool has honestly maybe even popped a bit early.
TMI left down for...
Because that initiation tool is just gone off of, gone out of TMI's...
Noodle.
Or,
30 seconds left.
yeah, as that initiation tool is gone off of SPX's, you know, their side. Noodle. Aw, if he got that, he could have gotten the ace. Oh, everything down to the coach.
Blinded. Spike planted.
They're kind of throwing everything at him here.
And this is a very, especially against the Sky and the Viper, a very hard retake. If he can even make it on site through the smoke. He does know where one of the players is. You can see him scoping it out.
Doesn't make it, and...
Doesn't manage to get the head pop. The aim was on point, but the bloom was not favorable. And what I was talking about, TMI needs to remain calm. They need to make sure that they're not tilting. And just stay calm, trust in your strategy, and just don't panic.
Yeah, we're getting a
and TMI will be
timeout
fine.
here. And TMI gonna take their first of the timeout, obviously knowing momentum's not in their favor. They've really got to rethink about how they're gonna adapt to the changes that SPX has made. Full well knowing that Brimstone ult, we saw it in use earlier, but that could really change things for TMI, especially when it comes down, if they can't get on site quickly, if they can't take out the Brimstone, it's going to be hard for them to defuse a spike if the Brimstone decides to use his ult. And
Especially with the current ult
Economy, because we saw that, we talked about that Viper ult, but Brimstone can kind of soft counter it where he just dumps his ult on top of the Viper, and the Viper can't stay in her cloud, which just denies that entire area. So Brim can kind of just deny Viper from even wanting to press R, or not R, X, sorry. Just pressing the ult button with his own, just playing that mind game.
it's going to be crucial for TMI to like play it. Try to play for picks. You kind of, you gotta get you've got to get the Brimstone out. And that's very interesting. Using the ult to just
The insta-pop mid.
And I kind of like that. It looks...
It's a very hard denial. Maybe trying to slow down the game as much as they can. They know about maybe taking consideration what I was talking about with the Brimstone kind of soft countering that ult. Just throwing it mid, denying that area,
And it
it's
might
not
even
really
force
worth
him to take
Brimstone
it.
ulting.
Yeah.
And then just slowing down the game, letting Pug get that info that he's so good at. You see right here, fighting enemies. He knows that they're on C site, and just getting that info.
Yeah, and they're pushed up to go towards A. Jetman watching A.
And yeah, they're all actually 5-man rotating. You can actually see that adaptation coming in. Very nice by SPX, where they're pushing into these sites very aggressively as 5-man stacks, as opposed to the 2 or 3-man stacks. A huge flank there by Noodle, and it's actually a 3v3 on the retake. But Viper's still mid. I guess not.
Again,
kind of doesn't want to keep their.
Might open up an
doesn't want to
opportunity.
leave their cloud, and the rotation has finally started to come in.
Rob Doggy.
Rob Doggy winning that one. Okay, Pug just being blindsided by the crouching Viper, and wow, missing that Viper cost them the round. And
yeah,
honestly,
and SPX,
TMI's mental needs to hold up here if they start raging, if they start doing that thing, and you can kind of see it almost taking effect where
they start making,
using
hasty
that
decisions, right?
like push by 2, push with 2. They gotta stay disciplined. If they do that, they can win these games.
It's just a series of unfortunate events, missing that Viper, things like that have just really.
Yeah, don't make those mistakes. And they got 2 ults here. And,
it's very fixable mistakes that they need to fix, and then they'll be entirely okay. They just need to stick to their game plan.
There's no one on A site right now, but they're sort of
there.
Kind of free-giving. I wonder if they're trying to play very aggressive, actually, and swing fully around. But if there is an alarm bot here,
flank, right?
It's going to be flipped upside them. Yeah, a huge flank actually coming in.
They don't have alarm bot. They have their they have that. And it doesn't look like nobody really has.
KJ turret.
KJ.
And yeah, no. KJ's maybe looking, gets the pick, and the huge flank is coming in. I really do want to see that the Viper and our KJ pushing in, and they do. And this pincer is huge by TMI. Fantastic call by either Justin or
they get one detained too.
Nick.
That's they're all pushed into that area right there.
Rob Doggy, again, just that pincer comes in and wins them the round.
Yeah.
And that very aggressive play again. TMI did exactly what they needed to. They returned to their playstyle. They didn't panic, and they just ran at them with just a very hard call-out play, and it ended up winning them the game. So very smart adaptation by TMI, and great job to our players.
Map 1 going to TMI here.
And just a reminder, this is a BO3, so if TMI wins the next map, that is the entire finals won for TMI.
Yep.
But this was a close game, and Ramiro, what adaptations or what things you think either team needs to change up going into this next map?
It really all depends on the map. I don't know if we have the map, and it looks like we're getting sort of confirmation that we're gonna have a break. But I'm trying to find the last. Well, what I think is for TMI, you kind of get nervous, right? You saw that they got out to a really good lead, and you've got to think what happened to them as they sort of saw the scoreboard start ticking up, getting to the point, and it looks like Sunset will be our next map, which TMI played last week, so we're going to see TMI maybe a little bit more comfortable. But on a map like Sunset, TMI's got to be very careful about how they're going to play the sites, how they're going to get onto site, and or I don't know, maybe it's Ascent. But they've got to be a lot smarter about decision making, especially when it comes to attacking. Because that was really their downfall here. They left attacking 7 and 5. They make that positive. They make it 6 and 6. TMI gets out of Lotus a little bit easier. I really think.
And just very key things with TMI, you can kind of see from the game one that SPX is definitely the more defensive, slow playing team, and TMI, especially with I want to highlight Pug. Just he's been doing it all game, just pushing hyper aggressive on that duelist, on that raise, just pushing hyper aggressive, even with just the alarm bot, just pushing very aggressively, getting that info, and just helping TMI play that hyper aggressive style. But also, I do want to highlight SPX's their jet, kind of doing the same thing, being the aggression whenever they need it, and just that I do want to see these two players, kind of to almost like take more charge, lean into what they've been doing. You saw again the adaptations by SPX going more aggressive, especially with the jet getting picks, just trying to play off angles, pushing people, just taking those calculated risks. And I really do want to see SPX do more of that. And I want to see TMI kind of react in kind and just continue playing our game.
Yeah, I think TMI has one of the, you've got to think about Coach Nick. We've had one of the best strategies. I think all season we've had one of the best strategies. Just being strategically aware, you have Pug, who's been our IGL, and then you add in that we're going to have, we have Jetmain as well. So we have one of the coaches being able to impact the game. Yeah. So, we'll see.
Yeah, like we definitely saw it on that last round. Again, I want to highlight that again because just saying that was an absolute soul read, right? Because if TMI's 3 players didn't hard read, they were going A, and maybe they hard pushed mid, or sorry, if they like hard pushed C, then that would have been an overextension costing us another round. But having that coach in game and on top of your IGL really does helped make that decision, make that hard call out that ended up winning us game 1. So just having that presence of mind and just that extra brain in the game is really making a huge difference.
Yeah, I think TMI is definitely, this is an amazing match. We saw both these teams in the preseason, and from that game, it seemed more like TMI's in the captain seat. We're ready for the season. SPX, we don't need to worry about them. Maybe that was something that got into the heads of the players a little bit, especially on attacking. So going into this next map with like a clean slate about, how we're going to adapt, how we're going to plan things tactically, not making any hasty decisions, I think is going to be very important. It looks like things are almost about to get ready. But, you kind of have to give props to SPX. They played a really good game on Lotus. I really do think that, you never know, right? TMI got map 1. Could SPX...
Again, it was a insanely close game.
Very close.
On map 1.
Yeah.
It came down to, honestly, 1 round. And anything could have changed it, really. So this really is, for better or worse, even. And... Oh, it seems that TMI actually this time is going to be taking the defense first. So hopefully we can get out to a faster start than last time, not get, stuffed out insanely. And really putting SPX after a loss onto, uneven ground. And can we just say Team Penguin, like the synergy here, honestly, I'm going to claim that one as game 1 because Team Penguin go crazy. But yeah. As we see the agent picks come in, and so we see the fade over the sky here.
Yep.
Rob Doggy staying on his Omen, but critically over the KJ is the Omen. Really less area denial and more of that just hyper info gathering style, which I honestly love to see. Because like we said before, info is what won them the last match. like because of the info they had and because the info they gathered over the course of that match, it let them make that decision. So leaning into getting more info, I think, is a really huge step in the right direction for TMI. And if I'm not incorrect, minus the Omen for Brimstone, I think that SPX's graph
Basically
is
the
the
same,
exact
yeah.
same.
I think just adding on Omen, it sort of tells you maybe something about the flexibility of their players, and sort of being TMI being more comfortable with being a lot more flexible with, you know, having Noodle who could play KJ, could also play ISO, having some of the players be very flexible. When we played St. Thomas in the semis, I think this is it was either the exact same comp or very similar to this. And Jetmain was on Fade that time, and that our Sunset map was pretty good.
And like we said before, you know, adaptation is key, and having new agents is just another part of that. Very aggressive swing by Pug, does get traded back though. And yeah, no, having new agents is an entirely new like playstyle you have to adapt to. So just that's another layer for SPX to go through. Throughout all these rounds as we throw new, or we just, you know, throw setups and new strategies at them.
Last player standing.
Man, the peak's not going well for TMI, and
It seems like TMI opted more for the classics instead of buying into the ghosts, either ego picking them or just, you know, deciding not to buy any pistols. The entire team had classics there. Maybe saving to see if they could get a better buy second round.
that could
But
be
it does seem like they might be forcing. I saw Spectre, and they are not actually. I was wrong. They are not forcing. And just, you know, resigning the gun advantage on this round. And just playing for round 3 where they get to full buy and what's his face? SPX will have a slight econ advantage, but it will come ultimately. Round 3 will decide a lot of this, but if TMI can win this, then the econ will be shifted towards them.
One thing that I think is crucial is might not be noticed. The KJ wasn't able to plant the spike, which is gonna deny her crucial ultimate point. So that could be something to think about. Is how
Double smoke here.
Yeah, how the ultimate game.
Justin, you have no fear, bro. I'm sorry, Ramiro, but like Ome BC has no fear pushing through a double smoke into an entirely open plane and then just, you know, throwing out pot shots and leaving. Like, that is alpha. But yeah, continue, Ramiro.
Yep.
Last player standing.
It's Pug versus the world. That's Sage, 4 kills.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sage's ZN.
Not the Sage.
you
Well,
know, I'm
Sage
just gonna
playing
call him
Jet,
Brad.
but you know, the Sage sees him
just
playing Jet
with the 4K, and that means knives are gonna be up either this round or next. And
yeah, it looks like just 2 more ult points, 2 kills or a plant, and knives are up. TMI though spread out across everyone. At least everyone's got at least 2. We've got Pug with 4. Pug being really aggressive. But I like TMI. You know, they have weapons this time.
whoa, Jetmain getting pushed very aggressively on the offense.
But it was. But then they like don't push into sight. So then.
Yeah, they get the util. I don't know if they confirmed that the util hit. But yeah, really just not. And now they know for sure Jetmain losing his 1v1 to the Spectre.
Let's see how fast it takes until Justin peaks. Just automatic. They're gonna go in a different direction. They're gonna follow sort of where the smoke once it collapses. But they're gonna meet.
Smoke trail.
Yeah, they're gonna meet. Yep.
And Pug just playing into that. Another 3K by the
Whoa,
Jet.
Noodle.
He is popping off. Hello. Just, you know, nice little one
Gotta
dink.
play it.
Can he get the clutch?
Nope.
Unfortunate, no.
And TMI Sunset was a map that they avoided all of our 20, so we never played Sunset once at our 20.
SPX, I believe, got the counter pick. Either they have, they researched this and they know, or this is definitely a map they're well accustomed to playing with. How aggressive. If you notice that they really are pushing on I forget what other map we played
Lotus.
just now. Yeah, Lotus. They definitely were playing a lot less. A lot less confident. We're waiting a lot, checking sight lines. So maybe that was an unfamiliar map for them. Whereas here, they know what sight lines to check, and they are just sending it. You can already see their Omen in mid, denying those lines of sight to Pug and Jet main. Ironically, not playing Jet.
But look, they're all kind of pushed up on. Oh gosh, just Pug is gonna do something crazy. I just feel it. That's just.
Don't call him out like that, man.
I mean, no.
And
Hey, when he goes crazy, he's good. But
This is true.
one thing to look at, they're still not planning. So
Yeah.
they're a lot slower than they have been. At least to getting on to the side.
Resigning mid even after taking it, not looking to overpush. Maybe doing what we discussed in map 1, where they're forcing out that util, that key engage tools by TMI, and maybe just trying to do that. Just playing the very slow game. You see that both Omen E's gone, and maybe trying to force this Q. The Q does hit 3 players, but
30
he
seconds.
doesn't manage to pull the gun fast enough.
And it's gonna leave a 3v3. So if TMI can get their shots, this could be a little interesting. here.
Spike planted.
Get out of my way.
Ooh,
A
important
huge
from
tag
neutral.
on the.
Very nice info to have on this KJ. And just again tagged with the peek and the trade. Noodle knows where both these players are and has a ping.
Hey.
But I believe that was a KJ trap? I'm not entirely
Yeah,
sure.
that was. It
Just
looks
manages
like
to disrupt him.
yeah, it looks like it was the alarm bot picked him out, and yeah, quick timeout here for TMI. They're definitely looking a lot. They're just not getting things right, and I think it's not a fault of a strategy. It's just mistakes are being made. They're giving too much access to sight. SPX is playing much more aggressively than they were last time. And they seem to know Sunset better than TMI, and they have their setups ready. So I think for TMI, they need to be a lot more thoughtful about their strategy going forward, because they don't want to end defenders down 12.
Yeah, definitely. And one thing I definitely want to see happening here is this Cypher pick really coming in more with not using it for it's not area denial, but you're denying you put your util in specific areas, and when it gets broken, so that's where the enemy is, and just getting that excess information is definitely what I want to see this Cypher just being able to do. You saw him with the double ping on the KJ last time, but I want to see the Cypher being able to get that information, has his ult this round, which is another big thing. But yeah, I want to see him get that information, and just being able to play around what you have. But SPX is, adapting to it. They definitely have experience against the Cypher, because once Cypher throws down his abilities, they're gone. So they push in,
God.
they get the whoa.
That was quick. Pug.
Very, very nice dink by Pug. But yeah, like I was saying, they push in, they get the abilities down, and then they back out, and the Cypher's basically, okay, never mind, Noodle just has godlike game. But aside from, Noodle being cracked, Cypher just has no util to give the team. But clearly something
They
happened
won
during
an
that
eco round.
timeout.
That timeout just changed things up.
Yeah,
What I think
clearly
happened,
they won
they had
something.
4 on mid. So they had noticed that, I guess, SPX had pushed a lot of players through mid. And TMI's like, well, we're going to push back. We don't care that we're on eco round. And Justin had his ult, and Justin was able to pop it, knocked one out, and then allowed the chaos just kind of unfolded in favor of TMI.
With the double kill with the frenzy.
And then
really, that chaos, that's where SMGs do thrive, in that close quarters range, and that's exactly what they got.
And you can
so
see
yeah,
Justin's just being super aggressive right now. Now with the aid of him actually having weapons, he's gonna be like, you know, trying to play for picks.
Kind of back in his element, where the rest of the team holds those angles and Justin's kind of just free to get, you know, go off, get his info.
Everything.
Unfortunate trades mid again though, and while they have made the adjustments, I don't think they fully committed to them, and that they're being punished for it, as we can see right here. Real nice counter swing. I don't know. Real nice hold on that corner, as Robert is actually going for the. He was going for the retake. Manages to take 2 rifles off of SPX for the price of 1.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I really want to see them, because again, SPX got punished for pushing mid, and they did it again. So I really do want to see TMI just commit to punishing this mid push, or trying to anticipate what comes next.
Yep. They definitely looked a little bit like they kind of scared themselves off. But you gotta remember, they need to keep, you know, if Cypher's able to stay alive, his util essentially just gives TMI all the information they could ever need. That's a very important thing to hold on to.
Seriously?
What?
Seems like cheat. You can spectate the other team.
Yeah.
Oh, that definitely seems like you could cheat. Moving on.
Moving on, we're in
you
a completely separate
We stay
Discord
not
call.
doing that though. Yeah, no, we stay not doing that. But that's unique. Vanta, maybe do something about that.
It's more of a Valorant type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
moving
why
on.
stream's on delay anyway.
Focus on the game.
So,
True.
they're all pushed up right there. Pug is
Now,
like,
Pug actually noticing, doesn't want to challenge the 5. Double satchel, using them defensively.
yeah, and they're and it's gonna like
kind of
force
the
them
opposite of what
into
he's been
A.
doing.
It's gonna force them into A.
Yeah, you can kind of see them, but you know, SPX in a very
But you can see Rob Doggy's taken out, and they're gonna plant, but they only have 2.
30 seconds.
Yeah, you see SPX just in an extremely dominant position, but TMI circling around here, misses the Viper, gets the trade
There we
back.
go. There's the.
And there's the Cypher ult, just coming in to get that info and help TMI make these decisions that they're so good at, you know, making.
Yeah, and that looked completely different. Pug took over. He gets a 4K. I think that looked something like what we're expecting to see from TMI here. We're sort of expecting them to see, well, we're expecting to see what that round became. TMI absolutely dominated. They were able to make the picks.
Hold up. And we actually have a fan on call right.
Oh no.
The homeboy Kevin has called. Kevin, what are your thoughts on this set so far?
This goes here.
Guys win.
Wow, you're not watching?
Wow. He's like, did you guys win?
Wow.
We're on map 2, Kevin.
So we're losing this map, and we won the last one. So if we win this map, we win. We win.
Simple as that. We win. They've got 2 on A. They've got
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on TMI? TMI versus SPX.
Welcome to my world.
Gotta say, looking a little rough right now. Oh,
And from the CSM and the S1, no faith here. That's kind of cringe.
Oof.
Dang, YMSK coming in, you know, just firing back. Gets traded though.
No spike down for SPX yet.
Absolutely, the core support coming in full force. And is there anything y'all want to say before I let you go? For the fans?
Spike
And
planted.
they're gonna wait for their
Buy out.
TMI out.
Yep, wise words from our boy, the S1 and the CSM. I think they're studying for T-Wad tomorrow, so they're gonna have so much fun. Oh, and the Fade ult coming in here. Ooh, very
They're
huge
both low.
CC
You
coming in
gotta
there.
look at that. They're both low.
Yeah, you can see oh wow, huge Q
blind.
coming in from Robert.
Oof, Robert.
And yep, there's the double kill off the info and the Q. It's a 1v1 for the match. He does know which side.
But he's not gonna get the spike. He's not gonna get the spike.
Unfortunate.
Took a little too long, but again, things moving in the right direction. You force Viper to waste the ult.
We got the Viper ult. We did trade it for the Fade.
But now we have our Viper ult.
Yeah, and TMI you can see is slowly adapting. The real hard call out. Oh no, yeah, real hard call out with YMSK actually going for the shotgun. Maybe looking to pop his ult and use the shotgun inside of it. So yeah, TMI going into this round with, I hope, a clear plan.
Yep. So let's see what TMI does here. Aiden's sort of smoked off all of B, and they're trying to shoot through the smoke, try to find something.
There's the insta Viper ult. And yeah, it's seeing that they know you don't mess with the Viper ult. And yeah, they go A and mid, and they're really just playing around this mid section of the map, kind of using it as a crux, like an anchor point to rotate around, and just do what they do, bait out abilities, and punish the.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see Jet main and Omen might get into a little bit of a confrontation. They're all moving there. I think
there's
they know
three in that corridor. This could be big. Has the knife popped out or pulled out? Unfortunate timing.
And doesn't get the kind of waste the ult
maybe a little
there.
bit hasty on the ult. Yeah, maybe just a little bit hasty on the ultimate pop. Gets caught in the animation.
MSK.
Oh, gets one.
Does
not manage to get the two, but again gets that rifle off of SPX. But that was a very, very nice round. They just did what they do best. They went B, saw the ult. They said, that's a huge ability that's gone now. We just rotate A. We push through, and TMI wasn't ready for it. Maybe expecting the usual push through mid, and just the mind games all going in SPX's favor right now.
They keep denying TMI any sort of guns. I mean, I can't remember when we last had rifles. But hey, look at this.
Yeah, and it might just be up to it might just be because of not paying off. Unfortunately,
yeah, and they're gonna have
maybe a little bit of the nerves
themselves.
of being in the final. Yeah, and it might just be because of just repeated force buys. But yeah, TMI has our econ is not looking the greatest.
Really have
yeah,
to
no,
think
our
about how
econ has
they're gonna play
suffered over this defense phase.
Oof. YMSK.
That's the trade for the Omen.
Last player standing.
It's just Aiden.
A very nice flash dodge.
Yep.
Doesn't manage to trade though. Just a very, very dominant performance by SPX right now. Again, maybe coming down to that map knowledge that TMI doesn't really have here. Just not having been able to practice on this map. Just really coming into play as we see SPX just out-rotating us, in all honesty. Just a very dominant performance. As the very aggressive call out comes through.
That works out for TMI.
And it is a 2-for-1. And the Insta Omen Q, or teleport, sorry, not an ultimate, sorry. Cypher is yet to rotate from A.
Yeah, he's just sort of
just holding those.
watching
Maybe
that.
a bit wary of
And they get jet
those
main, and that's going to
over-rotations.
be, that's crucial. You change
It's a
that
3-on-3.
4v3 to a 3-on-3, and now TMI is sort of forced
but-
to think about, where are they going to go? Are they going to go A? Are they going to go B?
And it's really forcing TMI to,
Into those...
abandon their playstyle of always have one man, always have two people on one line of sight, because there just isn't enough people to cover that ground. The Cypher kind of taking their backs off a bit, where he gets to play so far back because of his intel, kind of letting them hold B, as this is kind of worked out where SPX is pushing into them unknowingly. The Q comes through and
Ooh, Rob Doggy.
the shots just don't hit. What? I lied. Wow,
The
he shut me
shots
up real
don't
quick.
hit. What do you
The
mean?
shots, in fact, do be hitting.
Yep, and that Viper
Just
wall's
the
gonna...
nice little one dink, and the Cypher they waited for the Cypher to rotate in, and now they're just push in as a unit, trying to get those trades.
And yeah, they
Just
did.
the very nice util. They get the trade, and it's up to a 1v1 with YMSK and the freaking, I'm not saying that name, and the freaking weak name.
Ooh,
And
crispy.
nice. Does he get the defuse? He
does
should get the
defuse.
defuse in time.
That was
And that is a
crispy.
very nice round.
That
Yeah,
was
TMI
so good.
definitely being warm with these shots. They definitely heard me through
Last
their
round in the
Discord
half.
call saying that they weren't hitting their shots, and just decided to
But
make
it-
me eat my words.
Yeah, and I mean, you've got to think that there was sort of a blip from the Viper on the other side, not deciding to, using her molly on one side and then sort of just not covering it, and Aiden was able to sneak past it
Kill them.
and get the kill because
Just like a good old Western standoff. Got that? It's
Yeah.
just a test of reactions, and
But they've got to be
homemade Aiden just get the
extremely
first.
careful here. You see the knives come out for the jet, and you've got
It's a
that.
huge ult advantage. The Omen ult can't really even
Viper.
mitigate much, as it's just a global TP.
Yeah, you've got to think
So
it's
maybe
just gonna...
get a spicy flank at most. So the amount of area denial and initiation on the side of SPX for this final round of attack is huge.
Rob
With a
Doggy,
huge
hug.
play by Rob Doggy, gets the TP out. Will he look for the ult? It doesn't look like it. He stays disciplined with his team, and you can see kind of what I was talking about almost. TMI playing with this Cypher pick real smart. If you look on the map, you can see the Cypher kind of almost looking AFK as he just sits. He sits A, covers any like really wide flanks, and his util just manages to keep the site just zoned off to where TMI will know if anyone tries to push A. And this Cypher basically guarantees that they can send everyone else B and have a man advantage whenever they need it.
30 seconds left.
And they're just sort
As
of...
you see, yeah,
They're running out of time here. The Viper's got an amazing ult, but she's got to use it. And, moving on side already, trying to...
Welcome to my
There we go, it gets
ult
popped.
is down, and it looks like they are looking for the plant. Pug could get
Ooh.
Pug with a huge pick here, immediately ends the
10
cloud.
seconds left. One enemy
And I
remaining.
believe that
Doggy.
was their spike, so they're in a very rough
Rob
position.
Doggy.
Oh my god, you are so nasty, Justin.
That was Robert.
I'm pretty sure Justin bounced him up with the
Oh,
satchel
yeah, that's right.
into Robert's gun, into his crosshairs, which was kind of nasty. That was kind of sick, I'll be honest.
TMI looks a lot more confident. They won 2, right? So they move
So yeah,
in.
Justin with...
They move in.
So yeah, we
4-8.
move into the attack, into SPX's defense. So both teams on their strong suit with SPX's defense and TMI's attack. I can't wait to get roasted by Nick for how wrong all these things I'm saying, but
But
we stay chilling.
Yeah, but I think TMI, this map, especially with their style, I think favors them on attacking. Because they're essentially going to get into B and dominate there.
I definitely want to see how they navigate through all these narrow corridors and hallways, though, because again, we kind of had that style of just shotgun, jam as many agents through a point as we can, and with these narrow hallways and few entrances, I really want to see how TMI deals with the area denial that SPX brings to the table. We can kind of see the adaptation almost coming around with the Cypher in the back, maybe looking for a flank or just trying to cover for enemy flanks.
Jeez.
And
Pug.
Pug with the nice little
Pug and
duo.
Rob Doggy have been nasty.
The sync on that team is very nice. You can definitely tell the comms are coming in.
And they've got
And now
4.
it's just, time for that retake.
And it's up to the Sky and the KJ, and very few options. You kind of walk through one smoke, or you go in through one entrance, or you go in through the other, but you're going to meet a TMI player no matter what, so...
Yeah, kind of that, those narrow, limited hallways I was talking about working against SPX is now they are the ones who have to walk into the loving embrace of TMI, getting
Loving
shot in the
embrace
face.
of Pug's
Loving
ghost.
embrace of getting shot in the face. It's great. So yeah, and now we see that the full force buy coming in. TMI really just having a huge advantage on this gun round, and hopefully with that advantage, being able to get that 6-8 and really close up that gap from the 2-8, I believe that it was earlier.
And the way
Also,
they're
can we
looking...
talk about the fact that our team has synchronized emotes too? Like, we have penguin emotes, bro. We got like that.
Great.
Dang.
TMI, I think of,
It's
like,
just-
when you talk about teamwork, I think about the strides the team's made over the past few years to be not just a collection of, individual great players, but a team that can work together and do anything, essentially.
And you see
TMI goes
this
fast on the
shotgun
side.
style.
Pug.
You just see this shotgun style of TMI just working over and over as we just, throw util and run at them.
And
just
again, it
taking
sets up
over
the
this
same
site.
situation where it's
Yeah,
TMI's got full control of site and you leave 2 agents on their own. And then you might actually
Just
see the
very rough.
the
We
Vice.
see that this Cypher being almost the safety to TMI's playstyle, just holding up the flank. The one problem with this again shotgun style of play is, you're leaving yourself open to a counterattack. But with this Cypher and all the amount of all the defensive
He got him.
util that he has, like just with all the defensive util that the Cypher brings, like it's very hard to actually punish TMI forcing its way through these chokes.
Yeah, and now it's turns into, hey, we're 6-8 right now. We were we were 8-2 at some point, or 8-3. So TMI looking a lot stronger, looking on the attacking side, being able to throw around their weight a little bit, being able to maximize the utility. Again, you're saying the shotgun style of play. This is a save round for them. You can
I'm
see
so copywriting that, by the way. That's kind of dope.
5.
But
you
yeah.
can see 5 rifles for SPX. They've sort of recognized, hey, we need a win. Let's give ourselves the advantage of weapons. And already, they've lost 1.
Am I kind of recognizing this though, as I believe Noodle, looking for that rifle, going for the econ, trying to just get that economy win, which we haven't really been talking about, but them eco buying this round, and if they win this round, or even if they lose, the amount of money that they have in excess over SPX will just be absolutely giant, as they didn't even buy rifles this round. They just stayed with the guns that they had over last round. So having a full buy versus a no buy essentially is going to be a huge advantage for TMI if they end up winning.
Yeah, and that flash kind of...
And that's just another rifle going over to TMI. That's 2 rifles to...
Goodness.
2 rifles and SMGs to SPX's 3.
There we go. And we're seeing Pug, with a Bulldog,
Player standing.
being able to hold
1
things
enemy
down.
remaining.
So,
And it's a 1v1 with the BC.
and that was an important
picking.
grenade right
Better.
Ooh.
Oh, very unfortunate peak. Sadly didn't go the way of him, but
And it's going to lead to the first round lost here on attacking. But TMI looked really good, and that was an econ round. And what you do is you take away 3 of their guns, or 4 of their guns. You take away 4 guns from the other side, and they're going to
And I
actually call a
think
timeout. Wow.
yeah, I think they've actually realized what TMI has done where we spent effectively little to no money on that last round where they full bought. So we don't even know if we look at their credits, they can't even buy rifles if they wanted to. They're sitting on 3,000 credits, like 3,000 credits a piece, on the people without rifles. So they couldn't even buy a rifle without any util. So TMI going into these next 2 and 3 these next 2 rounds is gonna have rifles over 1 rifle, maybe 2 rifles, and SMGs. If they do decide to force, or TMI will have 3 rounds of just rifles against against pistols and SMGs. So a very smart economy decision by TMI. And just using every facet of this game to their advantage. Very smart play.
And you've got to think that even though SPX won that last round, the sort of seedlings of doubt where they're like, where they have to think, can we hold on to this any longer? Because that round, that 1v1 goes a different way. TMI wins, and this is 7-8, and then that becomes a much closer game, right? And now TMI with rifles, SPX without, they've got to clutch up this eco round. It becomes imperative to them to win this, but TMI quick. Justin,
you see Pug with that that confidence to run forward, knowing he has a gun advantage, even into I believe the shorty of the sky. And we have talked about the econ of the econ deficit that SPX is at, but what do you think they were talking about in their timeout that they took, Ramiro? What do you think their out is here?
I think it's really talking about clutching this one up, but they made really quick work.
One enemy remaining.
Jetman gets one. Oh my god, the 1-8!
That was nasty. Oh
Please
my
do
god!
Something. Please just taunt Nick. That was insanely nasty. He clipped it.
He clipped that. He paused to clip it. That was amazing.
So going on Twitter. And
That
team,
was
I'm saying right now that's going in chapel.
Woo.
It's in the highlight video. Don't worry.
That is. Oh my god!
And
then again,
honestly,
that's where we have the experience. Those 1v1s opportunities where even Jetman doesn't play with the team. He's the coach, where he's able to fill in, make the impact there, and get the kill. Because that goes a different way. You swing that. You swing the
econ lead that we had.
The econ,
and the guns are looking very different.
Yeah, and it goes right back to SPX Noodle pick on mid, but he gets taken out. So
pick for one. When can we spot out this guy? We do. And will the trade come through? Actually.
See.
Yeah, Pug deciding to leave it.
Hasio
or wary of rotation.
It looks like they're gonna go. They're looking at. They fake him out. That looks like what they're doing. They're faking him out, and
yeah, Pug just had a standoff with this guy.
Pug really wanting to get this pick, and crucially.
Yeah, it looks like they are just going to rotate. The Fade taking the long route with the spike, actually.
Pretty, I think, smart.
Playing it safe, trying not to lose that control. Because
if the spike goes down in mid, you have a very rough spot. As SPX actually does a fantastic job reading the rotation there.
Or maybe.
And yeah, just getting the pick in mid.
Yep, and Jetman needs to go quick.
10 seconds left. One enemy
gets a kill. Will he get the spike down? 4, 3,
Will get the
2.
plant against the sky. And
time expiring.
TMI's in its element. We got that 2 people just holding down lines of sight, denying one, holding the other. We know where they are.
And there's the ult.
Popping the ult to secure the round.
And YMSK with the molly.
Wow,
with the molly.
With the E.
So the sky was low, and we've talked about ult econ. This round could get insane. You have Cypher, you have Viper, and Omen, but I'm not a rapper, And then on TMI's side, and then you have Viper, Sky, Omen, and KJ on the other side. So,
A huge amount of ult. And you think about the fact that whenever you get a kill, right, with your ult up, you're actually like you're losing on potential value.
Yeah.
So you are incentivized to pull these triggers. You don't want to hold these, especially now because as you go later into the game, because oh my days. Yeah, as you go later into these later rounds, as you get into 10, 11, 12, your ult might be the last one you get of that game. So pulling the ults right here is definitely something that these players want to do, to guarantee that they get another one this game.
KJ's just sort of sitting there. Everyone's sort of sitting there, but there's only one KJ on B, so this could be an opportunity where, Jetman recognizes...
kind of a weakness of the shotgun comp, where if you try and go in like they are right now, and ults get popped like a KJ, you're forced to, oh my days, okay, just murder the KJ. But, if you do go in and you don't get your pick, and the KJ
Pug
pops
just got out of there right
to,
at the right time to prevent, a shotgun blast.
That's fantastic.
I know exactly.
The trade does come in, though, from the plane. There's the first ult coming in. Trying to get that trying to tie up the game. And fantastic, just an insane amount of info coming through with that ult.
Noodle finishing up the job, and again, but we got 3 this time. And looks to be difficult. Want to get that Viper. Yep. Doesn't get it.
No, we just get the
killed by YMSK, and
doesn't even try and save.
And TMI again retains, and even we retain the Viper ult, they retain theirs. So really across both teams, only one ultimate was used. Across both teams.
Viper and KJ ults still up. I think knives were popped if I wasn't wrong. But
yes,
those got
I think
snuffed
it
out.
was a
And
knife.
like I was saying before, with the shotgun comp, there is that potential weakness of if you shoot the shotgun, if you full dive, if you rush this point, and you don't get your pick, and for example, like a KJ ult comes down, you're forced to leave the point.
Look at the amount of
all your
util that's
bullets
up on.
are gone.
Yeah, and they're force buying here.
All
You
one
can see
agent, by the
that,
way.
They want.
Yeah, they do
need
not
to-
want to give up this lead.
Bring them down. Mark 1.
Just insane Omega Flame. By Pug gets one, does not get the second, but tags him up.
And it's a 4v3 or 4v2. Sorry.
Player standing.
Man,
And
they
yeah,
did
the
a great job. Wait,
The shotgun was called out. We've been going B point, I believe, too much, and again, as soon as that initial dive fails, the strat just stops working.
TMI gonna take their
and you're just put at a
second,
disadvantage.
and you can see how things changed. That KJ ult, TMI didn't want to get on site as fast as they could, but they loaded up more people on that A side. Or on the B side. They loaded up way more people. It was harder for Justin to get in, get the pick, and then just sort of rotate out and finish the job. And so it caused chaos on B side, and TMI was sort of left in the open, trying to move on to the site, and then also trying not to get caught by the KJ ult. TMI really having to figure out what to do, and it was sort of unclear as everyone starts getting taken out, and it allows for SPX not only to just burn one ult and gain one out of it, because you can look, the Jets ult is back up once again quickly.
Back. They did use KJ ult, which is very huge.
But for TMI, you think if they can just lock down a site, the Viper ult, crucial. So we're gonna see TMI trying to think about what they're gonna do.
Definitely more on that retake side, where if they can just weasel their way onto a point and just throw down that ult, get the retake going,
Pug on
and just
Bulldog.
throw their get their advantage. And yep, the force buy is coming through here. There will be less util for them to use here, and you can kind of see that they're not using that shotgun strategy. They're spreading out. They don't have the util necessary to force their way through this point. So they just decide to play the map, play smart, play intel, look for those picks that they need to just find their way onto point.
Spike down A.
I have the spike.
TMI sort of backed into a corner trying to think about where they go from here. But
Toxin screen.
all the KJ util has been burned. And there's
Find you.
one for TMI to get. The KJ util has been burned, so B site less dangerous to get from. But you've got to worry about Jetmane's on 5 HP. He's got to be low. Pug gets a pick.
One enemy remaining.
And the gun disadvantage hurts TMI, but it leaves them in a 1v in
30
a
seconds left.
2v1. Trying to plant somewhere more safe, and there's where the ult comes into play.
Last player standing.
It's gonna be difficult for the Jet to try and clutch in here. YMSK ult comes into play, and it favors TMI, and we're back drawn at 10. TMI was down quite a bit. We're back up. Attacking side definitely favoring the Panthers right now. We saw an amazing use of the KJ, or sorry, not the KJ ult, of Viper ult, and Raze ults back up. So we gotta look out for the Viper ult. That can shut down a site, especially on a map with only 2 sites. That means a lot. And then you've got to think about Jet. You've got to think about Jet. Her ult, amazing for cutting down on a team.
Yep. You know, we've been talking about Econ the entire time. Jet's ult is effectively a free rifle. You know, oftentimes Jets will just go pistol round with their ult up, and they'll just pop ult and use that instead of a rifle. And especially when teams are struggling with Econ, Jet can just use her ult and give a rifle to another team. So having that ability, especially this late in the game where you always want to be force spying, is kind of huge.
2 picks.
Spike down
Damn, 2
A.
dinks, bro.
And,
like, not
and
to diss
a
our guys,
spike
but we just got
control.
dinked.
I have retrieved the spike.
Oh, wow. Stay on the edge, and there's the ult actually that just came out.
Pug. Pug's got... Dang, that was quick work. That Jet ult really
Toxin screen down.
crucial for for SPX, and it's getting close. Definitely, you know, we're in the range where we could see overtime, and you know that it'll be interesting, very interesting to see how that sort of plays out. What I did like there, yeah, what I did like is Pug Justin keeping his ult, didn't burn it. He had done that in past times. You know, we don't, and they're gonna do the same mid thing. They did this earlier. This proved to be really effective. They had 4 people go through mid. Now they go through. Take out key piece of util for the KJ there. And they're all sort of pushed up in that little corridor. Trying to figure out how they make their entrance on a save round. Pug's taken out.
Yeah, definitely SPX grouping a ton here. Definitely trying to counteract that very common strat.
Rob Zoggy. Trades.
Yeah, TMI actually, you know, playing the map successfully, taking control of mid. They're free to rotate wherever they want, and SPX is just left guessing where they're going to. As we see them rotate to B, and you can see that guessing game, SPX has actually guessed wrong as they try to rotate B. And you can see those players actually just sprinting B. Yeah, and we see that just taking control of mid made SPX guess, you know, A or B. And they guessed wrong, we get sight, and we get that retake.
Rob Doggy.
And again, we get those angles.
Just gotta watch out for the Soden behind him.
He gets the audio cues, doesn't manage to pull it off.
Ooh,
The Omega flank by the by the Jetman. Yes, I'm special. By Jetman though,
One enemy remaining.
it's such a good vantage point.
They get half.
The KJ did get half on the stick, and Thrifty,
Noodle.
what is that?
Noodle with the pistol, and it's 11-11. 11-11.
Indeed.
Crazy.
Is that Econ actually will be insanely crucial here, as in these last rounds having to go around
at
without
that.
full buying rifles is going to be just very crucial. You can see like Viper
That's the
buying the
situation.
shotgun here, even without ult,
And,
because you just. Oh wait, no, their
Yeah, and the
Viper
Omen
does
and the
have,
Omen and the Omen only
have
going
ult.
with the pistol, and I think the Omen deciding, hey, we're gonna give the rifle to our best player, and that's sort of the decisions you kind of have to make because not gonna
Ooh,
connect.
and the Ray's ultimate not getting a pick, and then Pug losing
Noodle.
his life shortly after. But the very aggressive push, and we see Bald Cypher. Why, Riot? Why did you make this a thing? Like, seriously, my eyes hurt. And one of TMI's very rare pushes to A, actually, on this map, because we kind of been spamming B, and
Rob Doggy faking
yep,
him
that
out.
was Omen. Omen ult, they're checking. That actually does disable your map, which is a bigger, is actually,
Ooh,
to most
YMSK.
players, a bigger hindrance than most would think.
Jet main.
And the nice save from
One
Jetman.
enemy remaining.
Jet main, and it's
Wow. Very nice angle from Jetman, dude.
And
Nick, that's the one compliment you get from me a day. We're done now. Cool.
And I think the Viper tried to put up her ult, but the Viper's lost ult.
Oh
Viper-
wow, yeah.
Viper has no
she
ult.
tried to ult on site. This is huge actually, because this round could be the final
And
one
they're
of
they're
the
in
season.
a bad econ session. They're bad. They have
They
one
have to
rifle.
close by. This is a huge opportunity for TMI.
Close
if we
this
win
one
this,
out.
we win. What?
We win the fall fight. We win. We win the fall
We win the
state
fall.
championship.
And they're forced to, you know, they are forced
Justin
to
just
force
walked
fight.
through a smoke.
We were talking about- Bro has no fear, dude. My BC.
Rob Doggy's gonna quickly
And that-
plant.
And
Gets
we just
gets
see
a
the
pick.
shotgun comp going in full effect, bro. We just, you know, run at them Lamau, and they can't do anything.
Yep, they're
We
stuck.
take sight, and we're in a fantastic position here. Justin has one player down, pinned in that corner. Actually drops off the high ground willingly.
Ooh.
Smartly saves the satchel to see if he can get back
Alright.
up. Gets to collat. And wow, they are all of SPX
main.
are stacked
Rob
on this
Doggy.
flank, actually behind the Rays.
Ooh,
One enemy remaining.
the flank.
The Viper gets one. The KJ
Player
turret.
standing.
Oh, this is a
And it's a
big.
1v1 4 match by Noodle.
Yes!
He gets it.
And he gets it. And TMI
that
are
is
your champions.
TMIW.
We'll take you up.
Two
Fantastic win.
insanely close games. 13-11 both times. GG's to SPX. But fantastic games.
A
played by both
fantastic
our
season.
players.
Great job. And they end it on two maps that they really didn't want to play. Definitely didn't get their map selection here, but fantastic job.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank Srijan for joining me. And we'll see you in January with a spring season
Hopefully a trophy.
upcoming. And we'll see the trophy next year. Thank you all for tuning in. And